are going into that tent for anything that happened. So that is currently the situation going on there, and I'm sure we'll be picking some bit of more explanation than what has been itemized for the next couple of hours for Christian Atsu as he's back in his home town Ada for the final burial rites.
I mean, one thing that stands out for me is culture.
Yeah.
And it's been, you can clearly see the imprints, the difference between what we saw at the State House and what we're seeing at Ada. Whenever it comes to ceremonies such as, weddings and funerals, it's also an opportunity to see how different people from different parts of Ghana appreciate things and how they also interpret other issues as well. So I think that has been, one of the key factors with, the funeral for me. I mean, I don't know what you have to say about that in terms of the culture, what you've seen displayed so far.
Well, I think it was great. I'm sure if Atsu had his burial starting in Ada, it would have been different. It would have been more massive with the traditional culture that was even displayed at the forecourt of the State House. I even think that is extremely more refined. Just as we always say, culture is dynamic. On any day, if culture was static, Atsu would have gone to his hometown first for the people of his hometown to attend to him before getting back to the state for that state burial. But at least once they realized that, yes, it had to be the state to take charge of all other arrangements as confirmed with the initial family, his close family, as well as the wife and then the children. They just had to allow it to happen. But I think it's impressive to see, and for all those who don't know what transpires in other parts of the world. Just as we are in Ghana month and celebrating everything Ghana, I think this is great for us to learn what actually happens. We saw a number of things that probably maybe later on would ask for explanations from people who are well vexed with this particular culture and customs to explain to us why this and these things are done going forward. But I think it's great, the scenes, the activities that go on, the whistling with the fetish, with the carrying of the fire on their head and everything, signifying that authority and cleansing the path for Atsu, that any forbidden circumstance that may befall him as he's going to his rest should be eliminated. So I think in all that, it clearly signals a communication at every gesture and every custom that is being displayed. So it's a learning experience, and I'm glad I'm part of it. Maybe there is more to learn going forward. I think it's been great.
Well, culture still being displayed here on TV3. If you're just joining us, that is footage from Christian Atsu's hometown, Ada, where his body has arrived. It's been inspected by the family and officially confirmed that that is the body of Christian Atsu. And so the ceremony is about to start, where they would hand over to the clergy to take over affairs, and then after, the family would then take over the ceremony. But you can see a bit of a crowd. I don't know what's going on.
Yes, everybody wants to catch a glimpse of Atsu in there, and I think this is done across many parts of the country. That you'd have what we filed past today at the forecourt of the State House is what they will be doing in there, with the body, part of the body uncovered in there. So that is exactly what is actually for all who would want to catch a glimpse of the mortal remains of Christian Atsu before it is brought onto the podium. Because unlike the State House where a part was open, with this, the open part was going to be in that tent or under that tent, and once it's brought out, it's going to be covered, and in the center of the venue where the final rites will be held, it is going to be closed. The casket is going to be closed, and nobody would have access to it. And I think that is what has been the norm with every or most of the funerals that I have attended in this country. So it's true. It's fine. It's good that the family accept that this is Christian Atsu's body. This is our a legend. This is our son. This is our brother. This is our father. This is someone we trust and behold so much. And once they have the body, they are happy to have him, and then going on to have the final funeral. So I think it's great, and hopefully in the next couple of hours, everything will be done, and Atsu would finally be interned at where it has been prepared. And for the 100 and over 113 inmates he managed to get out, we saw a number of them present, about 43 or 46 of them, where he's given them livelihood. Some of them were present and they just couldn't understand or come to bear with the news that Atsu was gone. And I'm sure a number of people who have also benefited from the great things that he's done in Ada would also be in a very difficult moment now. But in all, we just hope that this is going to go a long way to impact on the lives of many, as being spoken about by many who were present at the State House earlier today.
Well, thank you very much, Kelvin. We're still live here on TV3 on our extensive coverage of Christian Atsu's final funeral rites, which has been in two parts. The first part was here in Accra at the forecourt of the State House, which began at 6:30 a.m., was wrapped up around 11:30, and then the body was transported to Ada, that's Christian Atsu's hometown, over a period of about 2 to 3 hours. Got into the town after 3, and the body has been taken to the funeral grounds, where it's been inspected by the family and confirmed that that is Christian Atsu. And so that's how things stand at the moment. The ceremony is expected to kick off pretty shortly, but we have just a few minutes left here with you in terms of our coverage. We'll continue to bring you updates and all the stories that you need to know concerning the final funeral rites of one of our own, Christian Atsu, who passed away after the tragic earthquake about a few weeks ago. Let's now head back to Ada to Bill as we get his concluding thoughts ahead of the ceremony, which is expected to kick off soon.
Some parts of the family wanted him to be buried today, whilst another section wanted him to be buried tomorrow. But in the end, the school leader of the family stated that they have already set a plan with the GF and the government, and they've agreed on a plan, and they will follow that plan, which means that Christian Atsu's body will be laid to rest finally tomorrow. And this is how I ended here at the Christian Atsu's final rites here in Ada. My name is Belashan, speaking for 3 Sports. And of course, look out for more information on News 360, which will be coming on later tonight.
District Chief Executive MPs.
Well, thank you very much, Belashan. As you rightly mentioned, right after Bill, there was the football team demonstrating their skill right on the pitch that Christian Atsu would be laid to rest later today. But I think that would be wrapping up our coverage here on Christian Atsu, and what has been a very long day. Started from 6 a.m. Where he was laid to rest at the forecourt of the State House, and then it went through to almost midday, where the body was transported back to his hometown, Ada, where we just showed you footages from Belashan. Is there alongside the rest of team. We'll continue to bring you updates on social media at 3SportsGH, and also bring you extensive reports on how this ceremony in Ada went on News 360. Do want to make a date with us at 7:45 p.m. It was a pleasure to have you here with me, Kelvin.
Thanks for having me, Rico. Yeah, it's been a tough day, but thankfully, once he's been welcomed home as a hero, I think that sums up everything. May his soul continue to rest in perfect peace, and his legacy will continue to live forever.
Well, that's how we wrap it up here. My name